Upon our physical death, as we call it, the mind-body-spirit complex is quite intact. The physical body complex you now associate with the term body being but a manifestation of a more dense and intelligently informed and powerful body complex. In our space-time terms, there is a great loss of mind complex due to the fact that much of the activity of a mental nature of which you are aware during the experience of this space-time continuum is as much of a surface illusion as is the chemical body complex. In other terms, nothing whatever of importance is lost, the character or pure distillation of emotions and biases and wisdoms becoming obvious for the first time. These pure emotions and wisdoms and biases being, for the most part, either ignored or underestimated during physical life experience. In terms of the spiritual, this channel is then much opened due to the lack of necessity for the forgetting characteristic of third density. As an entity goes through the death process in third density, it finds itself in the metaphysical dimension or time-space. Although it is difficult to describe this realm adequately, due to the limitations of our language, we shall try our best. The hallmark of time-space is the inequity between time and space. In our space-time, the spatial orientation of material causes a tangible framework for illusion. In time-space, the inequity is upon the shoulders of that property known to us as time. This property renders entities and experiences intangible in a relative sense. In our framework, each particle or core vibration moves at a velocity which approaches what we call the speed of light, from the direction of supraluminal velocities. Thus, the time-space or metaphysical experience is that which is very finely tuned and, although an analog of space-time, lacking in its tangible characteristics. In these metaphysical planes, there is a great deal of what we call time, which is used to review and re-review the biases and learn teachings of a prior, as we would call it, space-time incarnation. The extreme fluidity of these regions makes it possible for much to be penetrated which must be absorbed before the process of healing of an entity may be accomplished. Each entity is located in a somewhat immobile state, much as we are located in space-time in a somewhat immobile state in time. In this immobile space, the entity has been placed by the form-maker body and higher self, so that it may be in the proper configuration for learned teaching that which it has received in the space-time incarnation. Depending upon this time-space locus, there will be certain helpers which assist in this healing process. The process involves seeing in full the experience, seeing it against the backdrop of the mind-body-spirit complex total experience, forgiving the self for all missteps as regards the missed guideposts during the incarnation, and finally, the careful assessment of the next necessities for learning. This is done entirely by the higher self, until an entity has become conscious in space-time of the process, and means of spiritual evolution, at which time the entity will consciously take part in all decisions. The process in space-time of the forgiveness and acceptance is much like that in time-space in that the qualities of the process are analogous. However, while in space-time, it is not possible to determine the course of events beyond the incarnation, but only to correct present imbalances. In time-space, upon the other hand, it is not possible to correct any unbalanced actions, but rather to perceive the imbalances and thusly forgive the self for that which is. The decisions then are made to set up the probabilities of correcting these imbalances in what we call future space-time experiences. The advantage of time-space is that of the fluidity of the grand overview. The advantage of space-time is that, working in darkness with a tiny candle, one may correct imbalances.